Because, quite frankly, I'm fed up too, by the way, just so we're clear. I mean, I don't like what's going on. I don't like the two-thirds majority. I don't like the governor. I don't like him. I don't like the influence of money in politics. By the way, one thing nobody's talked about, campaign finance reform. Get the money out of politics. I don't like Prop 13 either. Prop 13 is the demise of the public education system in California. The end. Needs to be fixed. I agree, wholeheartedly. I'm not here to talk about those things. AB 656 takes the two concepts that I've talked about, higher education and the oil giveaway, and it merges them. We will charge in California, under my proposal, a 9.9% extraction fee, because it's time to stop giving away the oil and charge them and sell it to them, because they can afford a little bit extra. You know, most people believe that everyone has suffered equally under this recession. It's not true by any stretch of the imagination. Every corporate leader that's responsible in California will tell you that the key to the future of this state is an educated workforce. I'm just waiting for the oil companies to co-sponsor the bill, because they will benefit from the educated workforce, from the technology, from the jobs that will be created. But of course they won't. So the bill charges a 9.9 fee for the sale of the oil, and more importantly for our purposes here today, because I don't trust the two-thirds vote, I don't trust the budget outcomes, because we don't negotiate in good faith. We negotiate through hostage and ransom notes. That's what we do. I'm serious. We negotiate by ransom notes. The Republicans give us their ransom notes, and they said, this is what it will take not to shut down the state of California. That's how we negotiate. That's why we negotiate bad deals. So instead of putting the money, $1 billion into the general fund, my proposal will put $1 billion into higher education. The UC system, the CSU system, and the community colleges. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be quite difficult, as a matter of fact. That's why we've started this campaign differently. Not a traditional campaign to talk to the legislators, try to talk to the governor. No. We went out and did 8 college campuses in 4 days just 2 weeks ago at the CSUs. We are trying to collect 100,000 supporters of the measure in 100 days. We want to do that today. We want to do 1,000 today, because on your chairs, there's a card. It's an AB 656 card. We're going to ask everybody to fill that out. Return it to us. My staff is working the room. Please give them back to us, because we need to take a message that this is not a partisan issue. This is not a revenue issue. This is an issue about the future of California, all of you. So we need your help, so you can fill out the card. Also, we want you to send your friends to a Facebook site, Fair Share for Fair Tuition. Simple enough. Fair Share for Fair Tuition. Send your friends to that site. They can sign up as supporters there. When the 100 days are up in January, we will go to the governor and present him with the names, the signatures, and the cards. And we will demonstrate to him that there is grassroots support, overwhelming, for an investment in higher education. So we need all of you to be part of that. I also want to echo the other suggestion, which I agree with 100%, which is students, you need to get in the governor's face. I'm going to tell you that. There is a precedent for getting in his face. In 2005, when I was first elected, the governor wanted to privatize the public pensions. Now I'm going to bore you with all the details, but it was another one of his dumb ideas. It was defeated at the polls. But the tide in that campaign turned when the California Nurse Association started to follow him at every one of his fundraisers with pickets. What was the outcome of those pickets? Well, one outcome was that I was at a press conference in the Capitol, and I said, I said this to the cameras, the governor has become an embarrassment to our state because he's having all of these fundraisers, and he's not even going through the front doors of his fundraisers. If you remember what he did to avoid the pickets, he would go in through back doors of hotels. They would have to sneak him into his fundraisers because he couldn't face the big, bad nurses. So I said that he was an embarrassment because he had to use back doors. He couldn't face people. And then I said we should show him the back door to the Capitol and send him back to Hollywood. Now, he doesn't like to be criticized, And he doesn't like you being his face. So if he doesn't like that, we should probably do it. Because he needs to be sent a message from young people that we're serious. So I want everybody to do that, because as has been said repeatedly here today, the UC system, the CSU system, our community colleges are not a place for the elite. If they were a place for the elite, I wouldn't be standing here today. They're a place for universal access to higher education, because that's how families go from being poor to being middle class. There's no other way. The last thing I'm going to say is this: fill out those cards, of course. Go to Facebook, but I don't like to end on a sour note, especially not the governor. And I'll just tell you from my perspective where we are as a country, in a great place. We just elected Barack Obama. What does that mean? It means that Professor Lakoff's, don't worry, it means plenty, and it's going to mean plenty. Professor Lakoff's granddaughter is growing up in a different world, undoubtedly. My daughter, who's just turned 5 yesterday, my son, who's 9, they're in their classrooms, and it's a different world. When I grew up, when all of us grew up here, if your teacher asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up, and you were a person of color, or you were a young woman, and you said president, you wanted to be the president of the United States, your classmates, a lot of them would have laughed. No one's going to laugh anymore, because Obama has shown us that it's possible.